Okay, can you tell me about one of the most difficult moments in your life?
We've had a pretty good life. When you were a baby, you don't remember this, and you know the stories. We were hit with a tornado. You were like 3 weeks old, so that was really rough on me. Not only did we have to rebuild the whole house and everything, so we had to. We were in the house when the tornado hit, first of all, with you two little kids, and then your dad's family was visiting, and so our house took a pretty direct hit with it and was destroyed, and so they had to rebuild that. So we had to live in a motel for like a week, and then we got a rental house, and then they started rebuilding the house. So we were out about 3 or 4 months before they, I guess at least we didn't move back until October, so 5 months maybe. They rebuilt the house, so that was really hard because I had you two little kids. You were a baby, and we had to rebuild the house in a quick manner and pick out stuff and shop for an entire house of furniture. And it really wasn't fun with two little tiny kids that we had to watch. So luckily we had some friends that helped us some while we would go look for stuff. But I also was postpartum, so I had a lot of hormones and stuff. So probably not a lot of depression, but I definitely had that postpartum blues. And I hated the rental house that we were in, and I just wanted our normal life back. And so I remember crying a lot then. So that was really difficult. When I went back to work, it got better just because I had more routine and I got more sleep since I was at work. But that was probably one of the harder moments that we had. But we got through it fine and built a stronger house.
Okay, tell me the story of how you met Dad.
I met Dad in college. He was 2 years older than me there. And I was a cheerleader, so I had to go back early for that. And he actually was already there for football. So we met kind of before school started at just a party, a get together. There were people hanging out. So I met him initially then. And then I remember meeting him the next night too. But then I probably got to know him more because I dated one of his friends that was also from Colorado. So I had that interaction with him that then met the other people from Colorado, and my big sis and my shorty also dated Dad's best friend, so I was around him with that, and we were just good friends to begin with. And I actually tried to set him up with my roommate in college, and then by the end of my freshman year, we kind of started dating a little bit, not exclusively, just hanging out some. And then when I came back my sophomore year early again for football, and your dad too, then I was like, yeah, I think I'll date him. So we dated that whole year of college, and then the rest.
Okay, are there any funny stories people tell about you from when you were growing up?
They used to always say about me never knowing really a stranger, and that I would go up and talk to anyone. There was one story that they tell me about when we were at the babysitters, and we used to always want to get the best seat at dinner when we ate lunch, I guess. And so I used to run, and you always had to wash your hands before, but I would run and get my spot, and then she would be like, Mary, did you wash your hands? And I would say, no. And so to save my spot, I would lick my plate, and then I would go to the bathroom and wash my hands, and then I would come back and someone would be in my seat. And I thought that was so strange that they would sit where I just licked the plate, but little did I know that they just switched the plates. Or what about me with the lake? I thought the lake was, when you color water in a picture, like you color coloring book, you color water blue. Well, the lake looks really green. And I was one day, I'm like, why is the lake green? And they told me it was because I peed in it so much, because yellow and blue make green. And so that's why the lake was green, all the pee in it. I believed him for years, so.
If you could go back and relive your teenage years, would you?
I don't want to go back to high school, but I would go back to college in a heartbeat, as long as we still didn't have cell phones. But I had I don't know, when I went to college, I had freedoms, I guess, that I didn't have before, and you live with those people, and so the friendships that you get are so much more, I don't know, they're deeper, I feel like. And so Although I have friends still from high school, I have a different class of friends from college. We're closer together. I mean, they were my sorority sisters, but they feel like sisters. And even though I'll go 6 months to a year without seeing one, it's like when we get back together, it's like I was never apart from them, and they know my deepest, darkest secrets and things about me that the maybe my high school kids didn't know because they didn't live with me. These people
Mhm.
lived with me, and we did everything together, and you're with each other all the time too. So college was fun, and yeah, I go back to college. It was a good time.